Hey y'all, happy Thursday. Whew. It feels good to get some good news for a change today. So I'm a little more chipper today. So welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary. We talk about what we want to talk about when we're ready to talk about it. And I'm so sorry. I hope it's not too bad on your ears. I don't have my microphone with me today. I've been moving around a lot. So yeah. So what's up, Ted? What's up, Scott? Let's get this started. Ted is so glad. I'm so happy to see you. So, y'all, one thing about we're going to talk about a couple of things. But one thing people in Illinois don't know how to do is mind their own business, especially if you're in Chicago. You just don't know how to mind your own business. So, this is going to be a real quick live. So, our governor, Pritzker, right? I wake up this. I was going to talk to you guys about the Starbucks drink. Have you guys heard about the people going through Starbucks, ordering the Charlie Kirk? I haven't finished that video yet, but it was all over TikTok. You know, that's where I love to just get my little news over there. Shout out to Choose Compassion for introducing me to TikTok. Um, but yeah, so you go through the drive-through and you order the Charlie Kirk drink, and depending on the barista's response, it's a whole thing, right? Some people will take the order, some people are. It's just bananas. Some people are like, if they have an opinion, much like Jimmy Kimmel, they've been getting fired. It's crazy. So you guys, our governor Pritzker, I wake up this morning and he is telling everyone here, hey, make sure you band together and boycott. He's calling for a boycott on all of NBC, Disney, anyone affiliated with Jimmy Kimmel. He wants us to boycott, right? Hold on, let me tell you how this works. Hold on, y'all, and then we got to talk about Nicole. So he started this morning and said we're going to start protesting for Jimmy Kimmel. Now, the problem with that is we just recently, I know he's our Illinois governor, but we have enough stuff we got going on here, especially what just happened this weekend. Like, Chicago is not for the weak, especially the south side of Chicago. We had so many stories. We saw we got two back-to-back funerals, very popular. Two girls, one was murdered on in the hundreds, and um the other one was Romika. We covered her, and she was murdered in the 20s over there, almost near downtown Chicago. So we also have the girl that walked into the lake with her two children. Just happened. May she rest in peace. May all of them rest in peace. We got so much going on, and right now he was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop everything I'm doing and I'm gonna tell y'all to boycott Jimmy Kimmel. Sir, we need you at the front. We need you over here right now. Jimmy Kimmel gonna be all right. Jimmy Kimmel gonna be all right. I don't. That's a whole nother conversation, because I really don't want to cover the Charlie Kirk situation. I'm not too comfortable with covering it because I didn't know much about him. I know it's a hot topic, and a lot of people ask me to cover it. I don't know much about him to speak on what happened. But yeah, our governor Pritzker, here he go. Y'all, guess what happened 2 seconds later? Because it's gonna be a tit for tat. Guess what happened right after that? So basically, he said, "Y'all, we need to call for Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker has called for boycotts and protests against the broadcast outlets that are tied to Wednesday's decision by the Walt Disney Co. and the ABC network to indefinitely suspend comedian Jimmy Kimmel's nightly talk show, including WGN television and radio stations and ABC7 in Chicago." It was part of a larger call to action by the two-term governor after ABC pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live following Federal Communications Commission Chair Brendan Carr's threats that the agency would take steps against the network over comments Kimmel made about the assassination of the conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Two of the network's largest affiliate groups, Nexstar Media Group and Sinclair Broadcasting, said they would preempt or suspend Aaron Kimmel's show on the stations after Carr's warning. Okay. So he came up on MSNBC, the briefing with Jen Psaki, and he said the threat of the FCC action over Kimmel was using the power of government to intimidate companies over people who criticized the Trump administration. Now, if you didn't know, Trump and Pritzker, they got a whole thing going on. They got a whole thing going on. Okay. So remember, we just got out of it where Trump said he was going to send the military here to Chicago, the National Guard. Pritzker said no. He had this whole big press conference. It was huge. All the leaders came out, and it was on state grounds, of course. And he was like, we call it the State of Illinois building, but he had this huge thing, and he was like, no. And then all of a sudden, whatever happened, our boy Trump was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go to maybe we're gonna go to Montana next. We're not gonna mess with Chicago. So it's a whole thing. Now, let me show you what happened, which I want to watch with you together right now because I didn't see this. It was like the SpongeBob episode. It was like 2 moments later. Now JB Pritzker is in controversy right now. I'm like, what is going on? How did that escalated so fast? Hey, Gardis. Hey, Tracy. Everybody. Oh, okay. Let's see this. Just saw this. Rep Robert Garcia is investigating why the comedian's popular late night show was pulled after the FCC commissioner threatened ABC over the host speech. This is Gardis. I would, yeah, y'all let me know. I would love your opinion if you heard of this too, because man, let me tell you, it's people in charge, people. It's people in charge, and it's just it, like I said, I don't know much about Charlie Kirk and what happened, but we're gonna get to it. Hey, Wyoming. Hey, how y'all doing? Happy Thursday. So now the Congress is involved. Jimmy Kimmel then brought the Congress out. So I'm wondering, is it going to be the Republicans against the Democrats? Or what's gonna like to fight this? It's this lady I watch. I love her. Nosy Bystanders. She was like, Jimmy, don't give them your money. They want your money. I was like, what is happening? So Ted said they shouldn't have done that to Kimmel. Just my opinion. So this is why I want to have the conversation where someone that's knowledge that you guys that are knowledgeable about the Charlie Kirk situation. I have read on it. I never saw him or noticed what was going on before this. My apologies about that. But he was independent, right? I know about they were saying he supported MAGA and all of that. But he was independent with his own business because I saw that his wife is now in charge of the business. And now where he was going around to campus and helping the young people get into I don't want to say the wrong thing, but get into his organization, what he believed in, right? To have what he believed in. I know he was friends with Vance, which is why we saw him on, was it Air Force 2? They brought his body back that way. Did he have a position in Congress at one point? Hey, Choose. Stuff like that. Like, I'm just wondering, like, okay, so at what point did our governor, and now, like we just saw Scott put up about Rep. Robert Garcia is investigating, and then the FCC commissioner threatened ABC over Kimmel's speech. How did very just is just a deep subject. So after this, which we always like, I didn't want to put my tinfoil hat on this situation, right? But it was just, let me tell you how they brought Chicago into it, right? And Wyoming says, I think they were looking for a reason to fire Kimmel. Ratings were down and Kimmel had a contract. Okay. So now here go our governor. And the way Fox lined this up, I'm just done with. Of course. So it says Pritzker responds to reports about a photo he took. Now, this just happened after he made the announcement, right? A photo he took with, quote, peacekeeper who was accused in a deadly Chicago burglary crash. Let's watch this together, y'all.
7 people are facing first-degree murder charges after a smash and grab burglary on the Mag Mile ends in a deadly crash.
Dane Placo, here he go. Have fun shopping, Wyoming. Okay, so Dane Placo go tell us how our governor got in trouble right now. You know, Dane is the political right there.
Murder charges after a smash and grab burglary on the Mag Mile ends in a deadly crash. This photo shows 4 of those suspects. Police say a pickup truck slammed into a Louis Vuitton store on North Michigan Avenue just before 5 on Thursday morning. The suspects then grabbed nearly $700,000 in merchandise and took off. Police say one of their vehicles then hit another car, killing that driver. They say the victim's wife gave birth to a son shortly after that deadly crash. Police say one suspect does remain on the loose, and they still need to recover most of the stolen goods. First-degree murder charge.
Now, that was the story. That was super duper sad. Like, I think they robbed the Rolex store.
An investigation is underway after
I think it was a Rolex store. Like this week we had so much. Like they got to Louis Vuitton, they got to Rolex. Okay. Now here you go. Governor J.B. Pritzker issued a statement about a photo he took with a man later charged in a fatal smash and grab burglary crash. The man, Kellen McMiller, was wearing a peacekeeper uniform at a state-backed anti-violence event. The photo has been scrubbed from Pritzker website and Google. Y'all. So they didn't scrub it. Now let me get y'all to the picture. Hold on. It is a picture. Hold on. Unless they didn't took it down. There you go. So this is it right here. So they be trying, so this will probably be down too in a second. They be trying to like scrub the internet of this stuff, but days before the fatal Mag Mile crash and grab, accused man posed with him with Pritzker less than a week before. Okay. He don't even look like the same guy to me, but I guess so. Well, I guess you wouldn't look like, you know, you look a little happier during that moment. So Pritzker is known. He gonna put all us up there on the website. Is when it get closer and closer and closer to election time. Yep. So then let's go to CWB. Sorry guys, tongue tied. CWB Chicago. Now this is the killer right here. I mean the killer like he killed. I'm sorry. I didn't mean like that. No, I meant like this is what's happening. This is what gets me. So it says exclusive days before the crash and grab, right? Let me make this a little bigger for you guys. So who scrubs stuff from the internet, right? I got you, choose. Exclusive days before the crash and grab, crew killed a man on the Mag Mile, right? This was him at the Peacekeeper event with his uniform, right? But the official said he still did all this while wanted by authorities in 4 states. JB, you better fire your PR person. Fire your PR person. Like, this was crazy. So he was wanted in 4 states, allegedly, I guess. So this was very interesting. And they came out with this right after he made that statement about Jimmy Kimmel. And how we should boycott these stations, then boom, they were like, here you go, JB. You said need my glasses. Gardner says, so Fox News commentator Brian Kilmeade can talk about euthanizing homeless people and he can still keep his job. What? Oh wow. Let me put that on my notepad. I want to look into that. Wow. So, and then one more thing. Let's see what Jimmy Kimmel doing today. Oh, Jason Bateman speaking out now. They got Hollywood. They have the everything. Everybody's speaking out. Okay, it says Jimmy Kimmel's suspension raises fears of a new censorship era. Critics accuse ABC of bowing to President Donald Trump after it suspended Kimmel's show over his comments about the suspect in the Charlie Kirk killing. The right-wing campaign. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Oh, probably have to come on out of here. Hold on. Let me get the other one. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Washington Post. Then let me copy. While I do that, let's go to CNN. This is insane. So, do you guys think this goes under free speech or not? I think that's where I kind of. Now, Jimmy Kimmel has writers as well. Let's go to CNN first. Oh, I thought they had the video. Yes, they do. Hold on, guys. So, does this go under free speech? Chu said we are already in the censorship era. PSYOPs, there's Wyoming. All of these stories seem to be plays to distract from the Epstein files not being released. Oh my goodness, I was listening about that. So someone pulled, that's a whole nother discussion, Scott, because someone pulled a birthday card. I went down that whole rabbit hole and they're trying to find out who gave the birthday card, and they had drew the island. It was crazy. Hey Magnolia, how are you? How you doing, boo? Where they do that at? This is so let's go to CNN. Are they still live? Okay, let's see if we can watch it. Let's see. Oh, my God. Sorry, you guys. Hit the like button. Oh, and yes, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And thanks for joining us. And I thank you for being here on this Thursday. We're trying to get this content in. Okay, let's go.
Reaction in what he said was the reaction in MAGA world to in the wake of Charlie Kirk's killing. Just want to play a fuller version of what he said in his monologue on Monday night.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes.
Y'all, this is my first time seeing this. Did Trump really do that? Like, did that really happen? Like when they were asking him how he holding up, and then he went to the ballroom. Did you guys see that for real? Like in real time while it was going? I didn't know that. That happened for real? Oh my goodness. So that might be okay. Let me finish because I didn't see everything Jimmy said. Let's see.
He's at the 4th stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend.
Again, here's how FCC Chair Brendan Carr responded today.
You know, when you look at the conduct that has taken place by Jimmy Kimmel, it appears to be some of the sickest conduct possible. Obviously, look, there's calls for Kimmel to be fired. I think, you know, you could certainly see a path forward for suspension over this. And again, you know, the FCC is going to have remedies that we could look at.
Back with us now, Kara Swisher, Stephen Battaglio, Jeff Toobin, also joining us, CNN senior political and global affairs commentator Rahm Emanuel. Kara, I just want to start with you. Where do you?
Excuse me, former mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel. See, I love how everybody want to be like Rahm, not just up there. Rahm is up there, and he has a lot. He needs to come right back. He needs to come right back. He left us and went straight to California, right for Hollywood. But yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna get canceled. We have to hear the rest, because is that it? Was that what he said, that like Trump went through the 4th stage of grief, construction? I've heard worse. I've definitely heard worse, and that's not disrespecting anyone that's not with us anymore. Like, I've heard worse, especially what we just heard about the euthanizing of the homeless people. What in the world? That's all, and they want to cancel him? That was the line. But Trump did it. And let me stop before he come over here, child. He tell the officials to it's this girl online with 10 watchers talking about me. Let's go. Thanks for being here. I appreciate each one of y'all.
You think this goes? I mean, you know, who is next, and what can be done about it?
Well, NBC, obviously, he named NBC. I mean, he sort of puts the map out for what he's going to do, and he had done this with Kimmel. You know, I think one of the issues is, what exactly did Jimmy Kimmel do wrong? I think a lot of journalists should focus in on Bob Iger at ABC, someone who is running Disney. This will be a real tarnish on his reputation. Someone I admire very much, but in this case, it's really astonishing that executives like him are bending a knee, and that's precisely what he's doing, or being silent about this. He needs to explain himself, or at least in a much more full way.
Guess it's a commercial, guys. Hold on. Oh, that was it? Oh, they saying he needs to. Okay. So I might be. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't want to say thank you. I appreciate it. We have a live stream goal of $19.99. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all. So wait a minute. I don't even want to get, you know what? I'll wait till I have someone a little more that has all the education to come up here with me, because I didn't see that. Is it wrong for me to say it? Trump did it. He's the one that said it. They asked him, how is he holding up? And he went to talk about the ballroom. Instead of talking about the tragedy. That's not Jimmy's fault. And Jimmy's show, I'm with Tracy, isn't a monologue. When he opened the show, it's about jokes, and he talks politics in that. But okay. Okay, let me go to that. I guess I'm sitting over here like article from Variety. Sorry, Scott. You know, this whole thing is so hold on, guys. Let me just pull this up. I am now. This is when I say yes. I am confusion on this one, because that made no sense. You Johnny Carson. Right, like What did he? Let me, like I said, stop before they had the National Guard out here on Sibley, because I said it. I said I ain't understand what he did for him to. So then he has to explain himself. What did he have to explain himself about? Okay, let's see. Let me go to this article. Thank you, Scott. They want to know if I'm a human first, Scott. Hold on. Do y'all ever get those little things where they're like, I get so nervous. Y'all, I hate those things when they say put go in a square and put the stoplight and all that stuff. I'm like, how many motorcycles are they? How many steps? Okay, let's see. Did we get it? There we go. No, it didn't come up. Hold on. Sorry. Let's do it this way. You know what? I'll just do it this way. Hold on. Okay. I'll just have to read it to y'all from my phone. Sorry, they want to know if I'm a human on that thing. Wouldn't they like to know? Nexstar denies Jimmy Kimmel suspension was due to FCC pressure. Oh, Nexstar, the nation's largest station owner, denied on Thursday that it pulled Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air due to pressure from FCC chairman Brendan Carr. The company announced the decision hours after Carr threatened to take action against ABC affiliates over Kimmel's comments about Charlie Kirk's killer. Carr also urged affiliates to preempt the show. As whether Nexstar's decision was in any way influenced by Carr's remarks, Gary Whiteman, the company's chief communications officer, said no. The decision to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live was made unilaterally by the senior executive team at Nexstar, and they had no communications with the FCC or any government agency prior to making that decision. I don't think that's true. I don't think that, okay, so I'm not good with the government part of that. You guys know that. We don't really talk, we were learning together. Y'all let me know what you think. I think from showbiz, I know showbiz. This right here was definitely influenced to me because, like I said, Jimmy has, when you go, he has a writing room. Things are on the prompter. The clips are already pulled and prepped. They knew what he was gonna say. They knew what was going on. You have rehearsals. So I don't agree with that. Y'all let me know what you think. Y'all said Cap, okay. Nexstar needs FCC approval to acquire Taina, the fourth largest. Sorry, y'all. Let me put my glasses on because I'm reading with my finger in a minute. Let me put my other glasses on. The fourth largest broadcaster, which would require lifting the station's ownership cap, which allows broadcasters to reach no more than 39% of the national audience. Whiteman also denied that the Kimmel decision was influenced by the pending merger. No, they're holding it up. This is definitely pushed. This is not, no, they like, no. I like, this is one thing I feel like this had nothing to do with Jimmy. And this is another thing. I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch it. I love to have you guys input. To me, I don't think he was joking about Charlie Kirk. He was poking fun at how Trump responded. Am I right? Nexstar, I'm sorry, yeah. Let's see where did I leave? Okay. Conservatives charged that Kimmel was seeking to falsely blame the MAGA movement for Kirk's death, despite evidence and official statements that the killer held leftist ideology. Appearing on Benny Johnson's podcast, Carr called Kimmel's comments sick and suggested that the FCC would take action against licensees if Disney did not move against Kimmel. Y'all, Disney is super powerful. Super powerful. Y'all you don't even have to know the behind the scenes to know. Have you ever tried to go on Hulu? I don't even get Hulu anymore. Okay, Hulu merged with Disney, and they got control over. I mean, when you look at how much stuff Disney got control over, is mind blowing. Even ESPN, right? I want to say ESPN as well. Like Disney owns them. We'll have to look it up, but I'm almost sure because I think that's why old dude he was talking about my Michelle, the Shay Shay guy. I think he was in trouble with them too. Okay, so legal experts on Thursday said Carr may have crossed the line. You can't threaten people. A professor at the UC Davis School of Law. Insofar as chairman, Carr was threatening to yank licenses because he didn't like what Jimmy Kimmel did. That's unconstitutional. Boom. Boom. I agree with that. And then the FCC, they didn't even get this involved when Justin Timberlake, and I said Justin Timberlake did it, ripped off Janet Jackson's top accidentally, and they blame Janet, but okay, that's another story. Y'all let me know if you remember the Super Bowl thing and what you thought. Do you think that it was Janet or Justin? Okay, you can't threaten people. I love that. But if the station groups preempted the show on their own, he added, that's fine. That's not state action. The Supreme Court addressed the issue of government jawboning last year in a case brought by the National Rifle Association. A government official can share her views. Sorry, y'all. And thank you. Okay. A government official can share her views freely and criticize particular beliefs, and she can do so forcefully in the hopes of persuading others to follow her lead, wrote Justice Sonia Sotomayor for a unanimous court. What she cannot do, however, is use the power of the state to punish or suppress disfavored expression. I agree. Okay, but as a practical matter, it would be very hard for ABC to go to court to block the Trump administration from applying economic pressure, said Derek Bambauer, a law professor at the University of Florida. The administration has figured out it has a potent weapon in running the cost calculus against the target if it's a political item. The FCC has a very good knowledge of the intricate workings of the broadcast TV market. You don't have to threaten ABC if you can cause problems for people one layer down that ABC has to keep happy. It is very sophisticated. It's a very sophisticated technique. Yep. They're squeezing them. Since last December, Carr has been looking to drive a wedge between the national networks and local affiliates. In a letter to Disney CEO Bob Iger, Carr argued that the local stations are far more trusted than the national news. He also suggested that ABC was seeking to extract concessions from its affiliates. Oh my goodness. So in an interview with the Johnsons podcast, Carr returned to the theme, saying it was past time for local stations to step up and reject national programming that does not meet the public interest. One thing we're trying to do is empower those local stations to serve their own communities, he said. Public interest means you can't be running a narrow partisan circus. Wow. Now, let me tell you this. I agree. Sorry, you guys. If you just joining me, if y'all know I have a speech impediment, sometimes it just trips up. It's me. But thank you for that article, Scott, and it's in the chat. I think Jimmy Kimmel is all the way. I think Jimmy Kimmel's not busting a sweat. I don't think he's busting a sweat. It seemed like Trump was a baby in this situation. Somebody didn't like what Jimmy said. That clip was played. Somebody didn't like what JB said today. Today he was sitting there with the peace dude that ended up being all over felon situation, death, right? So they put that picture up. Everyone's playing games in the media world and now even in the entertainment world. And I think they're trying to control what Jimmy has to say. I do think that's an issue with freedom of speech. People always want to, excuse me if I'm wrong. One point I want to ask about the Charlie Kirk guy. Wasn't it a big discussion about that young man, Charlie Kirk, who lost his life because someone wanted to take away his freedom of speech? Wasn't that a big thing? Like I said, I don't know who Charlie Kirk, that's so sad what happened. But wasn't it a thing where people were saying he had freedom of speech, right? Not to compare, but isn't that something that he was saying, like, I have the right to have, standing for? I'm sorry, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch it because I don't want to say the wrong thing, because I feel certain kind of way about some things I heard, and then I feel another kind of way about someone losing their life. You know what I mean? And then I'm a history buff, so I'll leave it at that. Now that's one thing I love, history, and I'll leave it there. It's another discussion I want to have. I'm gonna write this on down. So if you guys, we'll have like an open panel day if y'all want to talk about it. What's the difference between cold-blooded murder and assassinations? I want to talk about that because I hear two different things. Yeah, this is a deep conversation, y'all. We're gonna have to have it soon. I think this is something, I know a lot of you guys asked me to have this conversation. It's a hot topic. I just don't want to miseducate. I have an opinion, and that my channel is not I'm not like super, we joke over here and stuff like that. And let's see, you see what happened when I didn't feel like Jimmy Kimmel was coming for Charlie Kirk. I think his statement was funny because Trump went from talking about something like the death of his friend, right, to talking about the ballroom in the White House. That's weird, man. That's weird. That's weird. You should recall what happens when less than a handful of companies owns nearly all the local TV news affiliates. Yes. Do I? When one company owns the most local news affiliates, it's no longer local news. And that's the whole thing. So you have to, so let me tell you, this whole situation that we all experience with the small town politics, I remember thinking these journalists just want the truth out. These journalists, they want the best for the community, and the politicians, they're trying to save us. You know what I mean? And the advocates are here to make sure that they hold everybody accountable. Boy, oh boy. Why y'all ain't come get me? Why y'all ain't come get your girl and tell her, nah, you are living in like the theme of the Smurfs was playing in my head. Okay, like everything. Barney, I love you, you love me. Like, why y'all ain't come get your girl? I really believe that. I'm like, these people aren't going to risk their journalistic integrity. These news stations not going to tell us something wrong. They're going to, man, they don't care that much about this is a great example of taking away someone's freedom of speech, I would say. And like I said, the showbiz part of it, they knew what Jimmy was going to say. They already knew it. They already knew it. That stuff is on the jumbotron, on the teleprompter. It's sitting right there. That's why you have the clips. No, you don't deserve to be deleted if you disagree with my opinion. Let me go here to this because I hate this. I hate what. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, you guys are put stuff in our chat over here, which is so cool. But the thing about StreamYard, which is silly, they need to fix that. I can't get to the clip. That's so crazy. Okay, so we're gonna have to have this Charlie Kirk conversation. I think it's very important. And y'all, thanks for rocking with me on this conversation because y'all taught me something. I didn't even know what was happening, and I think this is bizarre. And yep, the government's involved. Now I'm gonna stay watching because I want to see what happens. What happens out of here? So what do they want Jimmy to do? They want him to come back. They want him to come back, crawling back, recant, or someone put in the chat they just didn't want him anymore. His ratings would drop. I don't know. Gardis, let me know. Let's talk about it because I didn't know that. I didn't know about Charlie Kirk. Ooh, George Lincoln Walker. Okay. Let me know when you're available. I'm gonna hit you up, see when you're available, so we can have a discussion. Okay, y'all. So the next subject was that's what I want to say. I'm like, Prisker, we got enough stuff going on over here. Okay, right now we need you here. He always running somewhere else in somebody else's business. Okay. So have you guys followed that story that I was covering with the girls? They all were fighting, and hey Sloan, they were fighting. Okay, so this is what happened. Let me pull it up and see if you guys remember. I covered this. I've been doing little videos about it, and we covered Sherelle Hodge over here. Shout out to Sherelle Hodge. I did a video on her, and it's one of my most popular videos on my channel. And it was about what she did for Sweetly Seasoned. And y'all, Sweetly Seasoned is back. I just haven't finished that video. That was the lady that Keith Lee gave the $4,000 to. But then she didn't want to tip them anything. It was crazy. And she blocked her own blessings, but that's another day. So I've been covering this story. I'm gonna just play it in the background. Sherelle, it seems like what the thing I like about Sherelle, let me pull this up. The thing I like about Sherelle Hodge is people try to, she tells stories. So she tells stories about the time she was in jail. She tells stories about like her baby daddy, things like that. So she has a story time thing, right? So she did this thing where she was, I'm sorry, y'all must be, no. So she did this thing where she was selling these courses, telling you how to get a CPN, telling you how to do this, how to do that, right? And Sherelle was like, so people were getting mad saying that was a scamming situation. She got into it with this Ashley Grayson lady too. I really didn't cover that part either. So she got into it with her too. And then the Ashley lady put a hit out on her. So this is the background of the Sherelle Hodge lady. So something happened. They were doing something, and the lady ended up putting a hit out on her and another girl. That girl went to jail. I don't know. Like the people try to take the internet beef way too far. So this time she was doing hey Potato. She was doing this course. So this young lady you see on the screen, comedian Nicole Bunch, she was saying don't do the course because CPNs are illegal. Selling YAMPs, which is stamps, is illegal. I guess she had like this whatever. And they had this back and forth. So this lady was like, hey, I went to the feds before. I'm telling you what you're doing is wire fraud. Don't do that. And then they had this big back and forth. So all of a sudden, this other girl named Brittany, she made a comment under a video. And this young lady, comedian Nicole, she decided to pick that one comment. She didn't like what she said. And she said something like, I'm from the same area code you are, right? So she didn't take it lightly. So she picked this girl. Then her and her started going back and forth, beefing on the internet. Then they were saying that the girl rolled up to her job and this job and all this stuff. So it got deep. Well, the girl Brittany, she ended up calling the police. Now they're in Virginia. People are saying Virginia is a Commonwealth state, so they don't play that. So she was like, hey, I'm being threatened online. This and that is happening. They put a warrant out for this girl's arrest. The girl right here you see on the screen. So I got 2 videos about this, so y'all check it out. So she was like, so the girl on the screen, comedian Nicole, she gets back online with the warrant paperwork, with the girl's name on the warrant paperwork. So what did the police do? They came and took her, and she had to go to jail. Okay. So she sat down for 5 days, right? That's the short version. She gets out of jail. She like, look, I don't want nothing to do with the internet no more. She like, I didn't think she lost. Oh, she also lost her job too. She had a great job. She lost that too. She said, look, I don't want nothing to do with the internet no more. She got out. I was following her because I felt like she did learn her lesson. And she was like, look, I'm going to start selling stuff on TikTok. I'm going to start Instacarting. I'm going to build myself up. I'm going to build my audience up a different way other than being a beef. Because, it's a thing called the beef sector. And people like that back and forth and stuff like that. Hey, my numbers run up every time y'all see anything like y'all come over here. I be making good money, right? But that's not the energy you want to have. And that's what comedian Nicole was saying. She was like, look, I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't going to jail. I lost my job. I didn't went to jail. I don't want to go back. I lost my job. Now I'm out here Instacarting. And I don't want no parts. I got some more charges on me. All of a sudden, y'all. Now she's out of jail. She doing good. All of a sudden, she popped back on the internet, y'all. She say, y'all, I gotta go back to jail. And everybody's looking like, why? Because she was on the up and up. So she wasn't in jail. She was on the up and up. She was doing good. She got out. She was doing great content. The girl Brittany said, the girl Brittany went down there and pressed more charges. Virginia came back and picked her up again. So Sherelle Hodge, she said, even though me and her are into it, now she's into it with the lady on the screen. She said, even though we're into it, we got to raise $3,000 for a lawyer to bail this woman out because I know what it's like to be behind bars, and internet beef should never go that far. I thought that was really cool. So everyone started making sure that she had the money. Now, people were split because they're saying if she's harassing this girl, why should she get out of jail, right? So everybody at first was on this one young lady's side, and now they sort of made the lady that was doing the harassment like an angel. It got worse, y'all. She's locked up now. They don't know when she's gonna be able to get out. But she's the girl that was under attack said what happened was this. So let me pull that up. So yes, Sweetly, and then Sweetly Season did a video on it too. So this is her. She needed $3,000 for a lawyer. Sherelle got her out. Now she's saying she didn't do anything else after that. We were watching her. From what we could see on the internet, we don't know what happened off the internet, but we were watching. She looked like she was on the up and up. And then it got to someone was doing more harassment. Then it got even deeper. Hold on. Let me pull this part up. Because it's so silly. It's just so silly. I'm like, that's what we were talking about in the Romika case. The internet it makes people, first thing you want to do, it on this channel too, it went over to, we're going to ruin her life. People on the internet not even involved in this. We're going to ruin her life. We're going to call this. We're calling this job. We're going to get rid of this. Sherelle, they trying to attack her. They putting her address out here on the internet. All these people doing all this for what? It was one comment made, or it was one beef between two people. And now it went to jail, losing jobs, losing employment, and doxing. Sorry, y'all, my stomach growling. I'm hungry. Let me show you the next thing. So this is comedian Britt, and then we out of here. Yes, Sweetly Seasoned is tripping right now. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I think my computer, I don't think I'm logged into everything I was supposed to be logged into today. So I am so sorry. Yeah, it's just, you know what? I'll just make a video about it. I just feel like stuff don't have to be like this far. So they spend so much energy on this, and then spend any energy on increasing anything else better in their lives at this time, except for Sherelle. Sherelle's definitely running up a bag. She's running up a bag on the story, and she doesn't even want to be involved in it. You know what I mean? But now she reached out to help Nicole, which I thought was really, really cool. Like, they had a big back and forth, and then when she had to get on the internet and ask people for $3,000, Sherelle was the first one to donate. So let me see if I can pull this up, but I'll let this play right quick.
Anybody? I haven't done anything. So it's $6,000 in total to retain him, but luckily for me, he said he will take $3,000 down to take the case. Yes, it's $6,000 totally, but he said he will take $3,000. If I can go in there with the $6,000, fine. I do not want to turn myself in, without an attorney. I need $6,000 for this lawyer to fight. I have not waved a pew online. Y'all take that and do what you will. That is a lie. I don't own a pew. I haven't done any of that. So there's my cash app. If somebody wants to help.
She can't own a pew because she's a felon. So nobody ever saw that happen. So I think that everybody's split right now because they're like, do we believe, which is so sad, do you believe the lady that did go down to the police station and get help? Like, the way they pressed those charges on this girl was so fast. Like, she found the paperwork and then they were there. So the paperwork said that someone came down there to say that she was threatening Britt again. Britt said, no, they were not threatening me. I mean, not Britt. She said, no, I did not. Nicole said, no, I did not. Sherelle helped her get a lawyer. And then when they got the paperwork said someone went down there, but Britt told us that an inmate she was locked up with told the police, hey, this lady is planning to do something to this girl when she gets out. And people aren't believing that story because they said in the paperwork it was screenshots. So I feel like it should stop. I appreciate Sherelle doing her part and getting her audience to help Nicole because she had already been locked up before for like, I think it was like wire fraud or something like that. But she was looking at another chance. And what happened was Sherelle saw that she had got bit. That was the basis of this. She had got bit by the clout bug. That's what happened. People were egging her on. She was making more and more videos, egging her on, till she started doing illegal stuff on the internet. She started doing illegal stuff on the internet, and she wasn't as savvy as Sherelle is in knowing how to work social media. And she was going back and forth with Sherelle because Sherelle Hodge is that's the lady that brought Sweetly Seasoned brought Keith Lee to the Sweetly Seasoned truck. Her audience did. Sherelle was sitting up there like, it didn't have to go this far, because she beefs with people, tell them off, reads them, and then she go on about her business. But when it gets to the level where now people are going to jail, being threatened, things of that, losing their jobs, their livelihood, their home, that does not make sense. For what? And it was the back and forth. She started getting a whole bunch of likes, a whole bunch of followers, and she wanted to run her content up. And it was just a sad story, y'all. I am sad for both of them. As someone that could sort of experience something, I sort of get it on all sides, Brit's side and Nicole's side. But I really think Sherelle came out the top dog and the biggest person in this case, because she let bygones be bygones and just went straight forward and said, hey, I'm going to help you out. I don't know you. We never met. I'm going to help you out. And you ain't got to pay me back. I'm going to just drive my audience towards your way. And that was it. And I thought that was really good. And it showed a lot of character. I think a lot of people are not looking at. That's all I want to say. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I appreciate y'all so much. I just wanted to do my quick live stream, keep myself up out there. And I'm going to be covering a couple of more subjects, definitely the David subject. And then we are going to still eventually get to the reading of the Dalton Tadler. I almost finished scanning everything and making it look really pretty with the help of my friends. And yeah, that's it. We're just going to stay on the positive side of YouTube. And thank you so much. We made $15 of our $19.99 live stream goal. And I want to a lot of people think, I got this from two people. A lot of people, I get a lot of comments of where I get the live stream goal from. And can y'all guess who? I think you probably assume who. But when I first started this channel, I had my first follower was this guy. My first follower was this guy. And he had like 2,000 followers, and I had like 10 followers. And that's him. If you like that Kevin Samuel type of content, this is him right here. And shout out to Thon. Now the $19.99 definitely comes from LNC for sure, all the way down. I appreciate Shane, everything he did for me. This right here, this is so funny because I remember when he first started. This was 4 years ago, and he used to have a $10 live stream goal, and I just want to show y'all his live stream goal now. It is insane. And shout out to Thon.
What do salespeople hate?
I miss talking to you. Sorry, y'all. I'm not excited. All right, let's go. Is this? Is this the? So he has hold on, because I'm not signed into everything. I keep on forgetting that. His live stream goal is $100 each show, and he makes it and beyond. And a lot of times it's because his content is not approved. So a lot of times your content don't be approved, so you're not even making AdSense because you might have said something that YouTube didn't like. So it helps you throughout the month, but it's so interesting to see that it started with 10 and now he's over $100 every live stream he does. And if you like that Kevin Samuel type of content, that's what he does over there. Not, sort of like that. And he also had a class where he taught people how to make that money every live stream. I'm not a live streamer. I think you have to be really talented. Like I said, Shay's the best at it. He's the best in the game I've ever seen on something like that. Keeping his audience engaged the whole time. No dead air. Keeping interesting subjects. Watching the chat at the same time while still making us feel like we're at home and a part of his family. I think that's a lot of talent. That takes a lot of talent. I just like to come on here and chop it up with you guys so you guys see my personality a little bit. And we could talk about things and I could learn from you too, because I don't know everything. And I appreciate the conversations we have. All right, y'all. Enjoy your day. And let's take Tracy's advice. Everyone stay prayed up. When prayer warriors unite, miracles happen. I know that's right. And y'all, it's hot as heck up here in Dalton. Man, let me turn this air on. All right, take care of yourself and each other. Bye.